Hello and welcome back to Spellforce 3. So last time we actually got attacked. Let's see if we can defend our stronghold. No one to talk to here. Oh, I guess that makes sense. We're in the middle of a great attack, after all. Immune to stun.
Will do.
Great. Welcome back to Modia. I don't like this abomination. It's kinda weird. Maybe it's because his face doesn't correspond with his body, I don't know. In any case, we have a battle to fight and to win. There we go.
Blazes. Battle noises. They're already inside.
They are. Come, let's go get an overview.
Helen's reigns. This doesn't look good.
Tahar, you're awake.
She is. And she's got some interesting stories to tell.
But they'll have to wait. Where are Iskram and Gore?
I don't know. They weren't in the Nexus when the fight broke out. I'd say they've taken matters into their own hands.
What are your orders, Tahar? This doesn't look good.
We have to seal the entrances. If they breach either one of them, we're done with.
Then we need to split up. I'll get some of my men and make a stand in the southwest.
Then I'll take over the northwest. That's the hardest one for them to reach, so chances are they still haven't made it.
Then we'll help you.
Good. Tahar, if what that scout said is true, and House Utran is really part of this attack, don't harm her. I know my sister, and this does not make any sense at all. There must be a reason for all of this.
I'll do my best. Good luck. We'll come to your help once the other entrances are secured.
Do that. Nihalth guide your sword, Tahar.
Secured and on the entrance. Okay, no rest for the wicked. Let's follow area. Oh,
Yes?
okay. I guess we get the lane companions for this mission. So how does that even work? I need to level you up. Wait a second, really? I have to check it out then.
Yes?
Are you deaf? I said no! You're here. Good. I assume that means the northwest is secured.
It is. How about you?
Well, we managed to fend off their first attack. They aren't purity, though.
What then?
Mercenaries. They don't have a banner, so they could be about anyone. Thing is, they've put up a siege weapon of sorts right up that hill, which prevents us from retaliating.
What kind of weapon?
I don't know. It looks like some kind of catapult, but it seems to be magic-fueled and throws fireballs which cause massive damage. We're out of reach, but the moment we move against their camp, it'll decimate us within seconds.
Whereas if you attack that machine directly, the mercenaries themselves will fall into your backs.
Or swarm right into the city, yes. We weren't enough to split up, but now we are. Good timing, in other words.
So you want us to destroy that weapon?
Yes. The moment it is down, we'll go for their strong point.
We could also take on their camp by ourselves.
I don't think that's wise, Tahar. You'll be outnumbered, but I can't stop you.
Okay,
Yes?
so it's not actually a strategic part of the game. Just go here and do a task. I can work with that. Okay, let's level you up before anything else. You're using two-handed swords, I mean, swords in the two hands, whatever. And that's the best you have. Forget Yama. Assassination. Doppelganger. Create two duplicates, target position that fight on your side. I don't know what that is. Okay, we are gonna have you and you. Give him some willpower.
Corporal?
Oh, right, both of you are healers for some reason. Oh, okay. Let's see. Increases focus regeneration. We don't need that, do we? Just do what you can. Give him some constitution. Done. You have 2 attribute points. Okay, one more. A little straight.
You have my attention.
What do you require?
Alright,
Let me know what you need.
that's all.
I am ready.
Yes.
Oh, you have decent constitution now. Might as well give you an armor that fits. Okay, and a shield, because you're also a shield bearer. What do we need for this weapon? Strength 3. Maybe I should have given you one more strength.
Corporal?
Anyway.
There it is! Take it down!
Kill them!
I forgot to assign all of this.
I'll be
Okay,
swift.
run.
I'm injured.
No, you guys keep running.
Killed one of
Should be
our
fun.
heroes.
So I gave you health potions. Right, so first and foremost, I need you to heal him.
Come on! Don't die on us now!
Restore 2. He's using a ranged weapon already. What do you do? Damage interrupt, silence target enemy. Extra damage. And this one? Okay, I'm gonna give this one here. I think the rest of you can live with that. It's gonna take some time though. And it's R. And what do you do? Elemental inbound, okay.
Got it.
You stay in the back.
Yes.
There goes one of the capitals.
That should do it.
Should join Angar. He'll need help with his attack.
In a moment.
I'm injured.
Blazes! Help me, somebody!
Okay, retreat.
Killed one of our heroes.
Someone help her. And I'll take you to mage.
They will fall. You read my mind.
Don't die on us, friend. Just stay with me.
There you go.
Yes?
Place defense.
Sure.
Blazes. This is Commander Catrus from Aenir's Deathman. So he's fighting for the purity now.
Cool. What a surprise.
Catrus, why?
Don't talk, friend. Fight.
Well, it's sad. I got such high hopes for you. Make him bleed.
I need more time.
I'm injured.
Help her.
Killed one of our heroes.
Heal him.
All right.
He's very squishy.
Don't die on us, friend.
No. Heal him.
Don't die on us,
That was a
friend.
mistake. I wanted to throw a plant anyway. Then make him bleed. Then explode all the corpses around.
What do we need?
So, what's with you?
Blazes, Tahar. Now I know why Lacane wants you dead. You really know how to fight.
Bloody traitor. Siding with the Harbinger. Really?
Oh, come on. Don't be so dramatic. It's not as if we were ever allies to begin with. Look, this isn't personal. Lacane and his fanatics took down my camp and gave me a choice. Repent and accept the light, or have some stern-faced priest ram a bloody pike up me arse. So, unless you have some odd fantasies that I don't want to know about, don't tell me you wouldn't have done the same.
A loyal man wouldn't have.
Well, good thing I never swore loyalty to you or the Empire, isn't it? Don't kid yourself, Lord Marshal. You would have done the exact same thing. Pretend all you like. In the end, we're all selfish pieces of shit. And the only difference between me and you is that I'm honest about it.
Any last words?
I hate to disappoint, but we're not quite there yet, friend. Goodbye, Tahar. Too bad we couldn't be on the same side this time.
What the?
Teleport rune. Good thinking.
Bloody coward. At
a
least we
bloody
secured
traitor.
the entrance. That's what matters. What about the rest of the city? Are we safe?
Not yet. Hold your position for now. We'll meet at the Nexus once all this is over.
Understood. Tiara's blessings, Tahar.
By the way, I don't think you have a
What
better
now?
armor.
The southwest, the southeast, and the northeastern entrance are still undefended.
Then we need to take care of them.
In a moment. First, you, sir. Let's try to give you something better. There really is nothing better. Oh, you do need a better helmet if you can wear one. Let's see, sell it. This helmet does fit him, doesn't it? Weapon. Oh, I actually needed to give him some strength. However, I can give you a ring and a medallion. He has a lot of constitutions, so you can have those too. 5 focus, darkness protection.
I am ready.
You are gonna get this hit point. Light protection. You have a better stick to wear. Let's see, damage per second 35. No, that's the best one, I think. Yeah,
What do you require?
you can actually have a better sword right now. So let's switch this. And this. Okay, we're gonna go this way, and we're gonna upgrade that, increase damage with melee weapons.
Let me know what you need.
Corporal?
Okay. That'll be done. Let's keep on moving.
Sure.
Power Hunger Rainbow Goblin Flash. We can't actually go there right now. Orcs. Let's go and save you. Alien.
What's next?
I have to check the merchant afterwards. Maybe there's something I can use. Restore 2. Call of the Forsaken. Summon a group of walking corpses to aid me in my combat. Unstable body. I see. Both of those seem like a good idea, actually. And I know how those explosive corpses can wreck your life. Doppelganger, willpower, intelligence and willpower. Why do you use swords then? I have only 2 potions of fresh start. Ah, here you are.
Tahar, you're awake.
Shit. So they've already breached the outer walls.
They will soon. That masked thing on the other side. I don't know how he does it, but he's draining me.
Drain.
Yeah!
Iria!
They're all gonna die for this.
Blazes, what kind of magic is that? Ready yourself, Tahar!
Is there anything you need? I'm injured.
Killed one of our heroes.
What is it? I need more time.
I need healing.
Okay. Do this one.
I need healing.
You need to retreat. Use that.
Let me know what you need.
One down.
Not the real one.
They will burn.
Help her. Come on.
Don't die on us, friend. Just stay with me.
Okay. You survived.
What is it?
Good work, everyone. You do need more constitution, you know that? Okay. Heal her again. I do miss my real healer. I mean, she could do so many magnificent things. Cosmic.
Ellen's reins. What happened?
The barrier gave up.
Blazes. For someone who just came back from the dead, you're in good shape. Whatever your mother did to you, it seems to help. What about that masked fellow? Where is he?
We've taken care of him. At least for now. Are you injured?
No, just a scratch. Seems like Scryer Elion got the worst of it.
Can you take care of her? We have to make sure the other entrances are safe.
Yes, I'll get her to the Nexus as quick as possible. Be careful, Corporal. I have a feeling that masked priest wasn't Lakane's only ace up the sleeve.
Probably not. Stay safe, Iria.
Okay,
There's
next.
still 2 entrances we haven't covered yet.
Go here. It seems kinda harder than the capital one, but still, we managed it. Oh, by the way.
Understood.
You're wearing a strange helmet. Do you have anything better I can give you? Surprisingly, yes. Is it the same? Plus 50 hit points, yeah. So you have 400 right now. Still better than him.
You have my attention.
Okay,
ready.
let's move. Oh, also, I want to go here as well, because there was something I wanted to kill there. And I will be able to right now. Potion of fresh start, potion of fresh start. Yeah, let's unequip those, I don't want them to be used. That will give you necromancy.
Corporal?
And more necromancy. Okay.
Yes.
Is my base going to expand? I don't know. Are they going to attack again? That's also a mystery. But we are gonna fight them off. Every single one of them. Let's go here. Take care of all the enemies afterwards. Are those the orcs, by the way? Yes. Good.
Yes?
What would have happened if we only had one army? Okay, you bloody beast.
We'll make short work of them.
Time for you to vanish. Actually, that's not necessary. I want you to try this. Oh, okay. Alright, you can stun them with this attack. And down he goes. Demonic essence, good.
Yes, of course.
Got it.
Is there anything else I'm missing here? I don't think so. Good. Well, let's go help those guys first. That's the dwarf. I like the dwarf. Sorta. I like the orc more.
What the... I've said it before and I'll say it again. Stay where you are. These things aren't just here for bugger and blast. You just had to find out for yourself, didn't you? What the... Tahar? Is that you?
I'll explain later. What is the situation? What are those things?
My newest invention. Or, to be more precise, my newly recovered Shaper technology. I call them, Death Towers.
Death towers?
Yeah. While you were asleep, I did some more research on how the Shapers use the Nexus to defend their city. This is the result, though they won't hold forever. And my gut tells me the Utrans are up to something, because I haven't seen Lady Moira yet.
So it's true. House Utran is fighting for the purity of light.
Yeah, and quite viciously so. In other words, your awakening couldn't be more timely.
What do you suggest?
Well, as you know, I'm not the best at tacticians, but from what I saw, the attacks are currently coordinated by 2 Utran commanders. If we stay here and make sure no one gets through, you could take out those commanders in the meantime.
Okay. Let's kill.
Whatever's no.
control.
Wait, didn't I give Fire Nova to some of you? No. Huh. Give it to this guy. He already has a Fire Nova, so that's nothing novel to him. Go here. Use that and that. Yeah, let them burn for a long time. Okay, mage, stay in the back. You can watch us.
I'm injured.
Killed one of our heroes.
Okay, kill this one. Make this one bleed.
Damn it! I need healing.
Yeah, he
Good.
can be powerful.
Now let's find the other one.
As you require. Let me know what you need.
Damn it! I need healing.
Okay, why don't you heal yourself while
Get
I
up.
actually wake her up?
This.
Nap time is over.
Blazes. That's Lady Myra Utran. We need to help Iskram.
Wait, what do you do again? Apply apathic to target. Cannot attack, cast spells, or move. Nice, actually that's a pretty decent spell. I
They will fall.
totally should have used that.
All right. One more. Slit my throat.
Lady Mira, what?
Shut up!
I don't understand. Why did you betray the crown? Explain yourself.
Explain yourself. Oh, Tahar, you must understand the situation. You're not in a position to give orders. So here's what's gonna happen. You will let me walk away unharmed. You can have my soldiers, I don't care. But if you make only one wrong move, I will end this by slitting my throat.
Lady Mira, what?
You heard me. So, Tahar, what shall it be?
Fine. Get out of here.
A woman of reason. One more thing, though, before I leave.
What?
You will repent. All of you.
What in blazes just happened?
I have absolutely no idea.
Isn't it obvious? She's insane. She's a terrible commander and a horrible human being, and I wouldn't actually care about killing her if my ally didn't ask me not to.
Got it.
Alrighty, let's keep on moving. Oh, I guess we have to speak with the dwarf actually. Very well.
What the... Tahar? Is that you?
I'll explain later. What is the situation? What are those
My newest invention.
death towers?
Yeah, though they won't hold...
So it's true.
Yeah, and quite...
What do you suggest?
Well, as you know, if we step...
Got it. I'll come back when it's done.
Good. Knee half guide your blade, friend.
That was weird. Anyway, go here. Help the orc. I could have had a sword. Well, too late for regret now. Well, this guy has a lot of focus. Needs some willpower on my character as well. But he needs to heal us. That's his #1 priority right now. Let's see if he's still alive. Yeah, he's not doing anything weird.
Zarek's fangs. Tahar. Blazes, it is you. Last time I saw you, you were lying on that stone bed like a bloody corpse.
That's about how I felt when I woke up. What's the situation? I don't see any Purity men around here.
No, not Purity, but someone else. According to my scout, they're gathering their forces down that valley. My gut tells me they're waiting for reinforcements.
Damn it. What's the plan then?
Well, now that you're here, I say you move out and crush them. We'll hold our position and cover your backs.
Simple enough. All right then. Move out! There's still 2 entrances we haven't covered yet. Let's hope it's not too late.
Oh my.
As you want, they will burn.
Whatever's necessary.
This game can be so very powerful.
Anything on your mind?
The fabled pariah. Interesting. I thought you were dead.
Why are you doing this? Throwing your lives away for some deluded madman.
Deluded? You're confusing something, Tahar. The Harbinger is pure. We're pure. You. People like you are who are making this necessary. It wasn't always like that, you know. A long time ago, this world was a world of peace. But then man gave in to temptation. They were weak, and they chose sin over virtue, sin over purity. And now look where we stand. Our history is a testament to our corruption. Wars, rape, hunger, illness. They are Aeronir's punishment for defying him. But that era has come to an end. We will make the world pure again and make it worthy of Aeronir's return.
You're fanatics. You've completely lost your mind.
On the contrary, we found it. But you're beyond repentance, so let's save ourselves the breath and end this already.
Yeah, I hope you're satisfied with that. Okay.
I'm injured.
We'll be fine. Why don't you shoot her again?
Not bad, Tahar. Not bad.
Any last words?
Yeah. Listen.
What the?
Go after me and lose your city and your friend, or save them and let me go. Your choice.
What's next? She got away.
No time to go after her. We need to secure the entrance.
You ready?
We will, no worries. You get up there.
A fine plan.
Healing.
They killed one of our heroes.
Corporal?
Okay. Unexpected.
That's all? I'm only getting started.
May I remind you, she's supposed to be a master tactician.
Come on. Don't die on us now.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
A trap. I should have seen that.
Their leader got away.
I figured. But it won't be the last time we see her. We secured the entrance. That's what matters. What about the rest of the city? They attacked from all sides at once.
Yes, I know. We'll take care of it. Just hold your position for now. Once all this is over, we'll meet at the Nexus.
Understood. Don't die, Tahar.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
Almost through. Just one more entrance to go.
Actually have to talk to them. This is a weird glitch. Might actually break my progress of the game. Hey, you're not doing that. Why couldn't I take you instead of one of those dorks? That's not a big deal. I actually could have used the teleporters, but I keep forgetting about them.
That is... Wait, I have a theory.
About what happened to Myra?
Yeah. But let's talk about that later. I think this entrance should be safe for now. The Death Towers will make sure of that. But what about the rest of the city?
I'm on it. We'll meet at the Nexus when, if this mess is taken care of. Be on your guard, Isram.
Of course. Thank you again, Tahar. Well, I'm glad you're back.
Yes, you can go and do whatever you want while we defend
So
the rest
many
of the city.
casualties. I just don't understand. We just ended one war, and now the Harbinger starts another?
Human nature, Tahar. People need an enemy. Peace is always fleeting.
Do you really think so?
I do.
What do you mean? She was possessed. This doesn't make any sense.
I'm afraid it does. But again, I have a theory. Let's wait for Tahar.
There you are. I've assigned troops to guard the entrances and double the defenses. If the Harbinger ever strikes again, we'll be prepared.
Good work.
Anyway, there are more important things we need to discuss now. For starters, what, by the Guardians, happened to my sister?
That's a damn good question. Iskram, you said that you have a theory.
Well, yeah, I do. The rune. While you were asleep, I tinkered with it a little.
You think the rune has to do with this?
A rune. But it's probably best if I show you. Follow me, Tahar.
I'm coming too.
All right, let's see. Turn around.
Tiara's breath.
Step forward. So, you get the idea.
Mind control.
Yeah. There are still some critical problems with it, and what I've done is far from what the Harbinger did with Lady Moira. But, Tahar, this rune, it has so much potential. If you thought what it does with the Godstones was fascinating, it's just the beginning. The Shapers, the Khazarlanthep, they knew their full potential. And this is the reason they were so powerful. Do you see it now? They...
Have you lost your bloody mind? Stop that! Whatever it is! Stop it now!
What?
Stop it for fuck's sake!
Fine. You're free. Go and take a nap.
Unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
So you actually possessed those men?
No, I mean, yeah, the rune did. Look, Tahar, I know that I was maybe a bit too enthusiastic here, but can't you see the potential? Those soldiers, they do anything you command them to, without batting an eyelid.
They still look hypnotized. Are they free now?
Yeah. It may take a while to recover, but Tomorrow, they won't remember anything. So it's not that bad. Who knows? Maybe they would have died in the fight if they hadn't been under my control.
Oh, great.
Iskram, this is wrong. Completely, utterly wrong.
Alright, just cool your head, will you? I know my way of handling things might not have been optimal, but hey, at least now we know what we're up against. You could at least give me that much credit.
Just never do something like this again. And you think that the Harbinger controls Lady Mira, right?
Yes, and in an extraordinarily powerful way, if I may say so.
In other words, we need to find a way to break that possession. Right now, House Uhtred is under the Harbinger's control.
Madness. This is madness.
Whatever it is, let's tend to the wounded first. We'll discuss everything else in the Nexus.
Yes. Let's do that.
Okay, mind controlling your troops is kinda stupid.
Alright, let's catch our breath first. Angar, I'll talk to you when I'm ready to discuss the next steps.
Good. I'll be waiting.
Where am I? Okay, let's level up. So, we have 1 point. Oh man, that's so many things I want to research. For example, this thing. What do you do? Conjure an earthquake in a large target. Conjure a long earthquake in a large target. Effect duration 20 seconds. That's twice as long. It's so good though. Brutality. Could go with this. What's number 3? Deal damage to the 3 closest targets, plus 0.5. Your weapon damage, interrupt spells casting and apply bleeding. It doesn't increase the damage. How long is the bleeding? You know, I don't see any difference. To a single target to 3 closest targets. It's not that important actually. What about you? What do you do? Deal fire damage, interrupt and apply weakness to enemy target. Fire might, is that it? Pyromancy. The spell no longer has a cooldown. Now it's incredibly powerful if you can manage it. Okay, I think we're gonna go with this. Actually, wait. Do you have a cooldown? No, it just deals damage to more targets. Okay, go with this. But I also want this one. Okay, we're going with you. It requires willpower. This one scales with intelligence. Fine. Oh, no attribute points. Okay.
Now would you look at that?
Ah, Tahar. Never mind.
Something on your mind?
Well, maybe. Remember when you asked me about Rain? The other gifted shaman from my tribe?
Yeah? What about it?
I want to talk about it. I'm not supposed to, but I don't know. I trust you, Tahar. And I've kept silent about this for far too long. Zarek's fangs, this is so silly. I feel like a damn child.
I'm not forcing you.
Right. Where do I start? Before becoming a shaman, every disciple has to go through a trial. The Iron Trial, as it's called. I told you that I did most of my training in solitude, didn't I? That wasn't true. 5 years after I entered disciplehood, another orc was accepted by my elder, a female named Rain. She was 2 years younger than me.
I thought only male orcs can be gifted.
No, it's just that for female orcs, it's even rarer to have magic, which is why there are close to no female shamans.
How did you get along?
Well, at first, I was a complete dick to her. I was jealous and feared for my position. However, she never took offense by it. She fired back at me when I got childish, but at the same time never lowered herself to my level. As the years went by, we became friends. And no, there was no courting or mating involved, if that's what you're thinking. She was more like a sister to me, and one who, unlike my true kin, understood me. Those years in the Orcish steppes, they were special. I know how it sounds, but it's the truth. We spent days, weeks out in the wild, doing whatever our elder tasked us with. And though it was hard, there was beauty in that. We just had this connection between us, this trust.
Sounds like friendship to me.
Yeah, friendship. I never had a connection like that again, and I rarely talk about it. One time I did, the orc I told it to laughed right in my face. He thought it was ludicrous, a male spending time with a female who wasn't his mate. He stopped laughing when I broke his nose.
But something happened. Am I right?
Yeah, the trial did. The sacred test every disciple has to take before he or she can become a shaman. Our elder sent us both at the same time, which was unusual. But of course I was relieved. There was plenty of talk about the Iron Trial, and I was scared.
How did Rain feel about it?
Same as I. Believe me, Tahar, only a fool would have entered into the trial with a smug smile on his face. We knew what was ahead of us.
What did you know about the trial?
Rumors. Shamans are forbidden to talk about it. But it was known that only half of those who take it return at all.
Okay.
So, what happened?
Zarek's fangs. I can't believe I'm telling you this. I'm breaking my oath.
Don't do anything you'd regret later.
I won't. We weren't told much about the trial. Only that we'd have to venture to a cave, far up in Barger Gore. They also didn't tell us how to get there. Only that Zarek would guide us. And he did. After a week of traveling, we found it. It was a strange place, Tahar. I saw that right from the beginning. The entrance looked like a mouth, the rocks surrounding it like the bones of an old, forgotten beast, and the stalagmites like hundreds of teeth. But of course, we went in. We had to.
What did you find?
A giant hall. It was as mesmerizing as it was unsettling. There were murals and carvings all over the cave walls. Old glyphs that I'd never seen before.
Shaper glyphs, maybe?
No, not Shaper. They looked as if the Guardians themselves had carved them into the rock.
Interesting. What else was there?
Nothing. That's what baffled me. Apart from those murals, the hall was completely empty. And for some reason, the ground in that hall was completely smooth, like polished stone. There were braziers, one in each corner of the hall, and they were burning brightly. Rain was as confused as I was. But nonetheless, we entered the hall. And that's when the trouble began. Because all of a sudden, the exit was gone. No magical noise, nothing. Just in that moment when we looked the wrong direction, it disappeared. And instead of it, we were looking at another wall.
Strange. What did you do?
Well, after we calmed down a little, we assessed our situation. We figured that this was the Iron Trial, and that it was our task to find another exit. So we started looking. But it was pointless. There was nothing. We couldn't even hear the wind anymore. For the next 14 days, we were trapped. We couldn't make that wall disappear, and no matter how long we studied the glyphs, how long we prayed, nothing happened. On the 5th day, our provisions had come to an end, save for half a skin of water and a handful of jerky. On the 8th day, it was all gone.
Blazes. How did you survive?
I'm getting there. As you can imagine, the thirst was the worst. It drove us mad, and we searched every corner of that goddamn hall for just a drop of water. Not that we hadn't looked before, but as you know, hope dies last. Have you ever had thirst, Tahar? Real thirst?
I'm gonna say no.
No.
And hope it stays that way. I'd rather bleed out on a pole than experience that again. On the 11th day, Rain and I were puking our guts out. Our skin had literally started to crack, and I felt as if I was burning from within. On the 12th day, we were only an inch from death. That's when the dream came.
A dream?
Yes, a shared dream, almost like a vision. We were still in that hall, Rain and I, but we were out of our bodies, floating like spirits. At first I thought we had died, then I saw what was different. The floor was full of blood, and that blood was burning. The murals and glyphs had started moving, twisting, like shadows dancing on a wall. That's when I first understood what they were depicting. For some reason in the real world, I'd never been able to.
What did they depict?
It showed what was expected from us, what we had to do to get out. Sorry this isn't easy. I've dreamed about those weeks ever since. But telling someone, it feels bizarre. Zarek demanded a fight. Either one of us died by the hands of the other, or we would die there together. The Iron Trial. We were never both meant to pass.
So you fought each other?
No. Trial or not, I would have rather died than done that. And that's precisely what I told Rain. A god that demands a man to kill his own sister is not a god that deserves worship by anyone. But Rain wouldn't have it. She claimed that if both of us died, both of our lives would be wasted for nothing. I got angry and asked her if she meant that she wanted to fight me. She said no.
I don't understand.
She wanted me to kill her. She told me that she was already too weak to make it down the mountain anyway, but that I could still make it. Believe me, Tahar, if there had been any strength left in me, I would have punched her just for suggesting it.
Did you ever consider sacrificing yourself?
No. I know it makes me sound like a coward, and maybe that was part of the reason why I didn't. But the sane part of my mind still believed that there had to be another way. That all this was just some cruel joke, and the cave we had found maybe wasn't Zarek's after all.
And yet you're here.
I am. I should have known before she even did it. She always had to have it her way, no matter the price. It happened when I was asleep. She took my dagger from its sheath, put it into my hand, and drove it through her throat without hesitation. When I opened my eyes, her blood was already all over my face. And as if Zarek had been watching all along, the wall disappeared. No noise. Just like that. The wind was back, and it was raining outside. The first time in months. I like to think that she saw it before she died.
Did you make the descent?
I did. There were berries in a mountain goat that had been hit by a rock slide, right next to the exit. It was so absurd I almost had to laugh. When I got back to the Elder's shack, I screamed at him, then broke down and started to cry. He just listened. In the end, he told me that we had both known what had been at stake. Yet we agreed. Choice and consequence. He made me a shaman the next day.
Wow. What a terrible, terrible work.
That's cruel.
Maybe. But without cruelty, there isn't life. Don't you too send brothers and sisters into battle, Tahar? Children, fathers. You do it because ultimately, you believe the outcome will lead to a world more desirable. It was the same with Rain and me. We wanted to be shamans, Zarek's chosen, and we both paid the price.
That's not why I send them to fight. I send them to fight because I want to win.
I see.
There's one more thing. Remember when you asked me why I feel the way I do about our culture? Why I think we orcs should strive for more? It's Rain who made me realize that. Most orcs would have fought each other in that cave, to the death. But she didn't. Instead of submitting to her primal instincts, she made a sacrifice. One that I could have made too, if I hadn't been such a coward. Blazes, it feels strange to have told you all this. But, I don't regret it.
Well, thanks for trusting me with this, Gore.
Let me have some time for myself right now, alright? I need to think.
You can shapeshift. What does that mean? Is it something like the bear thing? Well, we'll see next mission. Okay. Iria, you're next. I do have to enter this as well. I know there is a teleporter here, but why? Here one's light here and it's closer to the exit.
I was hoping you'd come by.
Oh, that's my mother's
That was
corpse,
quite the
isn't it?
surprise visit, wasn't it? The Harbinger couldn't have picked a better time for his attack.
I guess you could say that. How's your injury? That blast from the barrier looked quite painful.
The blast? Oh yeah, sure. I'm as good as new. One of the perks of being a light mage. Tahar, I'm sorry. For everything.
What do you mean?
Well, what you discovered in that dungeon. I didn't see that coming, honestly. I mean, I'd always felt you were different, but an experiment of your father? I would have never guessed. And now that bastard Lacane took your mother. It's just... one tragedy follows another. Now I feel almost ridiculous thinking about my supposed problems.
I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine.
Are you? Tell me, Tahar. If you had had the choice, would you have wanted to know? About your mother and how you were born?
No.
It doesn't really matter, does it? I found out, and now I have to deal with it.
Well, if you can see it that way, then I envy you. I always wonder about the what-ifs. Anyway, Shaper or not, it's good to have you back. Honestly, there were times when I was worried you wouldn't ever wake up again.
Well, it's good to be back.
Stoic as always. Anyway, in case you were wondering, I'm not planning to leave now. If you need my help, I'll be here.
Well, I appreciate it, I guess.
Thanks, Iria. I really appreciate it.
Great. And now that we've got that out of the way, you should get some more sleep. You still look like a walking corpse. Don't make a habit out of it. I'll talk to you later.
Whoa.
Corporal? Need anything?
You never told me why you fled Finn and Mir.
Fair enough. You've given me little reason to distrust you, so... Oh well. Let's just get this over with. I already told you about my father, how to him I had always been more of an asset. Well, after my father died, I decided to become a novice.
A novice?
Someone aspiring to be a priest of Elen. I don't know why I did it. It was something my father had always considered a backup plan if an arranged marriage wouldn't work out. Part of it was probably because obeying my father was all I knew at that time.
And what does a priest of Elen do?
What does life as a priest of Elen look like?
Boring. Though not as boring as a Nortander monk's life. You are free to have family and to indulge in the earthly pleasures. Still, your life is devoted to worship. And for a priest of Elen, that means healing the sick and preserving Elen's greatest gift, nature.
Was it difficult to receive the novitiate?
Not for me. First of all, I was a good candidate. I was still very young, not even in my 30s. And I already knew a great deal about magic and healing. Secondly, I was, after all, pure blood. That helped as well.
Okay, what happened then?
But something happened.
Yes. In my first year, I fell in love. That crazy, hot-blooded, head-over-the-heels kind of love that the bards all sing about. The boy felt the same way, and for the next year it was, well, it was perfect. It was the two of us against the world. Maybe you know that feeling.
No. So did he have a name?
What was his name?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought he would say that actually.
And the priests didn't mind?
Priestesses. Only women are allowed to teach. And no, they didn't. Elves consider love to be a blessing of Elen. Forbidding it would be near absurd. I have no clue where your monks got that idea from. Though, of course, that boy and I tried to, restrain ourselves when the situation demanded it.
Okay.
And I guess your romance didn't end well.
You guess right. But it was more than that. You know, I told you how I always felt estranged around other people. I knew how to put on a smile, how to make myself fit in, but it was always fake. Shallow. With him, it was different. Dramatic as it may sound, I thought I had finally found someone who understood me. Then there was the novitiate. Despite all the time I sunk into doing the crazy things lovers often do, I never failed as a student. Or, no, let's put it another way. I was the best, in every aspect.
Which didn't sit well with some people.
No. And eventually, they made sure I felt it. They excluded me from everything, stared at me when I walked by. It hurt, yes, but I convinced myself it didn't. I've always been good at that.
Did it take a toll on your relationship with that boy?
More than that. My lover's friends started manipulating him. Telling him that I only saw him as my pet, that he was a failure, and that I only kept him around to feel good about myself.
Wow, that's horrible.
What, and he listened to them? That's pathetic.
Maybe. But he was young, same as I, and young people often do irrational things. You see, we novices all knew that only 4 out of 20 will be granted priesthood at the end of our training. And being a failed novice leaves you with a mark you'll keep for the rest of your life. It all looked peaceful on the surface, but beneath that it was an arena. And these other novices, they made sure my friend became aware of that fact. To him, I started being a rival as well. And do you want to know the biggest joke of it all? I didn't see it. The idea that, I don't know, that he would listen to them. That he would ever reach a point where he'd put what we had below his hurt pride and his fears. It never crossed my mind.
So, what happened?
Well, he knew I was curious by nature, so one night when we were in bed together, he suddenly asked me if I wanted to go on an adventure. Of course I said yes. So we snuck out into the cloister's courtyard. It was beautiful. The night was cloudless, and the old oak, our cloister shrine, had just begun to bloom. We made our way to the library building, but of course the door was locked. Out of nowhere, he pulled a key, grinning at me, and opened it. It was insane. As you can imagine, priests aren't known for being lenient towards these kinds of trespassings. We were risking our novitiate, and I didn't even know the reason, but I liked it. And we were doing it together, weren't we? It was exciting. He took my hand and we went to the High Priestess's office. We opened the door and went inside, and there he finally told me what we were here for. To open the grimoire.
Ooh, great.
Grimoire?
The High Priestess's spellbook. It was a stupid idea. And if I hadn't been so blind, so bloody naive, I should have seen it by then. But I didn't.
What did he ask you to do?
To open it and try to read one of the spells. He teased me. Told me that I wouldn't be able to do it. You know? Saying it like that. It sounds so bloody stupid, doesn't it? But again, I was too blind. I laughed. I wanted to impress him, so I gave him a kiss. Opened the page and started saying the words. Long story short, I lost control. The spell was too much for me to handle and it misfired. One moment I was staring at the pages, the next one, the library was aflame and my lover was gone.
Wow, he was a loser.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I was the one too stupid to see it coming.
How far did that fire spread?
Not far. It was put out before it could do real damage. But, of course, that was the end of novitiate. I was thrown into the cell of shame and sentenced to 12 years of polishing prayer banks and cleaning floors in the shrine.
Your lover, did he regret it?
I think so. The only bloody gratification I ever got from this. But even if he would have confessed and begged me to take him back, I couldn't have. All that connection, that trust, it was gone. Worse, it was tainted.
Did you try to tell the priestesses the whole story?
No, I just sat there and smiled. Of course I did. But my love had all his friends to back him up. To them, it wasn't even a trial. It was a feast.
Oh my. For a second there, I thought he was dead, actually.
But you never polished those prayer banks, am I right?
No. In the night after the trial, they still let me sleep in my chamber. Thoughtlessness, I suppose, or maybe they simply didn't care. I got my things, left, and never came back. So, here it is, the whole truth. No dark secrets, no assassinations, no necromantic rituals. Just a plain old broken heart. Compared with all that shit you had to go through, it almost sounds ludicrous.
Well, don't underestimate your situation.
It doesn't. Being betrayed by someone you trust often hits the hardest.
Yeah, I guess. It's just, I don't get it. How could he give all that up? I mean, there was something between us, you know? Something rare, something precious. But no, he threw it all away for his fucking vanity. But in a way, it's just a continuation of what I've always known. Wherever I am, I'm a stranger. People don't like me, and I don't like them.
For what it's worth, I'm glad our paths crossed.
Yeah, me too, Corporal. Me too. I'd like some space now. I hope you don't mind. Let's talk later.
Well, she has access to Reborn, which, of course, I don't know if it stacks with her armor. But it doesn't matter, we have her armor. And she's gonna get a new healing spell next time. Okay.
Will do.
Just a second, can you throw a fireball with no enemies around? No. Shame, really. Right, let's take a look at that. Then we'll speak with the other guys.
Now would you look at that?
What, seriously? Whatever.
Let's see.
It's a short area anyway. And no one thinks it's a good idea to clean it. Oh dear.
Now would you look at that? She's breathing. But her spirit is gone. Damn you, Lacane.
Oh, it didn't give me any experience. Not what I was expecting. So we have to speak with Rowan, Undergast, and Ayana. Then we'll have to gather an army. I believe. So what do? Gain Ice Might, Fire Mic, Reset or cooldowns, temporarily increase spell power. Spell power. That's interesting,
Understood.
so I'll be more powerful with that thing on. Okay. Are you back? Is that even possible? Yeah, let's go try to kill it. I don't have the stunning sword anymore. I could drink a focus potion, we have so many of them. Oh, I want to test this out as well, so maybe it will work.
Whatever's necessary. Not now!
It is powerful, but it takes quite a lot of mana.
Yes.
Not certain if I was gonna win this one. But the dice were lucky, maybe. I guess this guy's there for, I don't know, farming experience, if you can kill him. Whatever the reason. Yeah, you're gaining that health quite quickly. Black resistance, wedge resistance. Right, I have ice resistance.
Interesting.
Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
Can you tell me more about your abilities? What's it like?
Well, I suppose trying... If I enter a place where someone has died, I feel that person's sorrow. That person's fear.
Well, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. How did you become an assassin?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, I think
No
we had this
particular
one as
reason,
well.
I suppose. I'm
In short,
your mother...
because she needed the coin and already had 4 children to feed.
So...
I won't talk about that.
I understand.
I'm glad you do. So, tell me, Pariah, how did you become the betrayer's child in the first place?
He lost his...
Either way, is there anything else you need?
About you being an assassin. You said that you might be willing to tell me more about that at another time. How about now?
I'm still not certain. The question really is, do you want to know? It might change something.
It won't.
Such as?
Your perception of me. It is your choice.
Well, I wouldn't have asked otherwise. Tell me.
All right. Where should I begin? Do you remember what I told you about that man who bought me from the Greyfell Bazaar? My owner? I also told you that after an incident, he discovered my talents and made me an assassin.
I remember. But what does that have to do with your morality?
It's complicated. Just listen and you might understand. The incident took place at a festivity. A lot of highly influential people were there, servants of the crown, wealthy merchants, nobles. My master knew all of Greyfell's elites. As always, at these festivities, it was my, and the other slaves' responsibility to ensure the guests' well-being. It must have been close to midnight when a man took me into his chambers. I'd learned to play along years ago, because resisting only made it worse. This time, however, was different. For some reason, that man wanted me to tell him that I loved him. I did, but he kept on telling me that I should say it like I really mean it. When I couldn't, he got angrier and started choking me. I had almost lost consciousness when I felt something break. I don't know how else to put it. It was as if my mind simply cracked open, like a crystal ball smashed against a mirror. And all of a sudden, that man and I weren't separate entities anymore.
I don't follow.
My magic, my dreamweavery, that's when it broke free. You probably don't know this, but the only way to become a dreamweaver is by shattering your mind. You are opening yourself to the thoughts and emotions of others, but you lose your own.
Oh, that explains everyone who is a dreamweaver in Kingdoms of Amalur.
What happened to the man?
I killed him. It wasn't a conscious choice, looking back. I even think that shattering my mind was my body's way of ensuring survival. I closed my eyes, reached out for the man's mind, and just crushed it. The man gasped, lost balance, and fell right off the bed. He wasn't dead yet, but unable to move. Like a puppet rid of its strings. At first I was disoriented. But then I felt it, for the first time. The urge.
To kill him?
Yes. To massacre him. Hear his screams. To see his life taken by my hand. I grabbed a lantern that was standing on a bedside table and knelt over him, and... well, you can picture the rest. To get back to your original question, that urge, it stuck with me. I think that the moment when my mind shattered and I became a dreamweaver was what unlocked it. Ever since then, I've found violence and bloodshed to be ecstatic, erotic even. And when I kill someone, like I killed that man, I feel alive. Actually, it's one of the few times I am capable of feeling anything at all.
And this is why you become an assassin?
Yes. My master introduced me into the craft. Probably because he knew that my dreamweavery had changed me. I wasn't just a slave child anymore. I was a weapon now. More than that, even. I needed what these new tasks my master sent me on provided me with. It had become a basic need of mine. Of course, I briefly considered changing my profession after my master had his accident. But I didn't. Killing is something I need, as much as a child needs the love of his mother. If I don't feed my urge, I will die. Not physically, but mentally. I just know this.
Okay.
But is there no way to cure you? To return your mind to its original state?
No, there isn't. The Finomir have experimented a lot with reversing a Dreamweaver's mind to what it was before he became one. And all their test subjects died.
Well, that's so charming.
What about your victims? Don't you ever feel guilt?
Once again, Tahar, I do not feel emotions the way you do. Of course I wonder if I made a mistake, but my reflections are purely based on theory. But then again, I don't accept just any contract. The way Leonider described you, you were a monster in human disguise. And that's the first principle I try to live by. Criminals first. The second one is never kill a mother or a child, regardless of the pay.
Well, but what if you're wrong? If you kill an innocent?
That has happened before, and it will happen again. You see, I do not consider myself some kind of vigilante, some kind of judge. Ultimately, I know that I am what society would call a murderer, and that I do what I do for myself, above all else.
Well, that was definitely not what I was expecting.
I can imagine.
Okay.
Yes, Corporal? How can I help?
About you being in a...
I'm still not certain. Probably.
About you being a...
I'm still not certain.
Such as?
Your perception of me.
Well, I wouldn't have asked.
All right. Do you remember?
I remember.
It's complicated. The incident took place. It must have been close to, for some... I
don't follow.
My magic.
What happened to the man?
I killed him. At first,
To kill him?
Yes. To get back to... Ever since...
And this is why...
Yes. More than that, of course. I briefly
That's a lot to take in.
I know. Now, tell me, Tahar. Do you regret asking me this question? Knowing all this, do you think I'm a monster?
My opinion of you hasn't changed.
You're not.
Really? That's unexpected. Anyway, I would like some time for myself now. I hope you understand.
Okay, that was wonderful. Let's go and speak with someone else. Also, merchants. Let's see if I can purchase anything strong and phenomenal. Okay, are you the merchant? Can we speak?
Huh? Best you...
Oh, the corporal. So, if you don't mind, we'll unload our cart, and the only thing we need to ask of you is a small donation every time we craft something for you. I know, you say...
No problem.
Splendid. Knee half strength, corporal.
Come
Okay.
closer, I'm sure I have just what you need.
Carry plate, armor resistance. What is this? Plate armor resistance that requires constitution of 7. And the spear crippling. I see.
Come again. May Tiara bless your path.
It's something like stun, but kinda different.
Let's see.
With a different name, which means that I can be crippled, but not stunned. Okay, we have 3 people to speak with. 4.
What can I do for you today?
I'll be off. Thanks for your help.
Sure. May need help. What can I do for you today?
I want to equip the Wayfarer.
I had hoped as much. What do you need?
I'm sure I have just what you need.
How's misfortune? Oh, what is this? Superior bot helm. Physical. Mine is better.
Pleasure doing business with you.
But it
Come
was nice to
again.
know that.
I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
What about you, dude?
Unbelievable. All this.
Must be quite the change of scenery.
Yes, you could say that. All my life I dreamed of stepping through the portal, and now I did. And it's beautiful. Everything is so... Oh well. It will take some getting used to, that's for certain. There's something else I wanted to discuss with you. I brought some things from the island, that weapons, trinkets, all sorts of things I found in the Hibernian ruins over the years. Most of them haven't been used for millennia, but for a little gold, I could get them back into shape.
I will. Thank you.
Tandai Tahar. Come to trade?
Take
Snake
I'm sure I've
Devourer.
got something that might spark your interest.
Mine is better. It can apply stun though. And it actually seems to be doing more damage per second. How much is that? I can purchase it if I want. Okay. He has 5,000 gold. Aha, versus Medusa.
You know how to bargain, don't you?
Interesting. Okay, let's go this way and stick with this merchant.
Interesting.
He's the guy who can actually upgrade our orcs if we wanted to.
Zauraka, what do you need?
I want to train the fight.
All right. Here's what we can do.
Yes, we have Potion of Fresh Start here if we wanted to purchase that. The rest of those things are quite expensive. Speaking of which... Orcish Dunmar. I wonder... Yeah, I guess I didn't have them. Oh well. And you're supposed to be the one with the elves, right?
Let's see.
Actually, no. This guy.
Now would you look at
Then
that?
we'll speak with you. Rowan.
Hmm?
Oh dear.
I want to buy some better equipment.
Music to my ears. What did you have in mind?
Oh dear. You're a horrible merchant. Anyway, talk to him.
So, I guess we have some talking to do, don't we?
You knew about my mother, didn't you? That's what you hinted at back in the forge before we set out to the Eye.
Well, the answer is yes and no. I had suspicions, let us call it that, but they weren't enough to go on, and I had no idea your mother was connected to the Bloodburn.
And you didn't tell me this because...
Why didn't you tell me?
That I believe you might be the result of your father's experiments? That you're the offspring of some long-dead, forgotten race? Tell me, Tahar, what for? I mean, at best, you wouldn't have believed me. And at worst, it would have cost you your sanity. So no, I don't think I should have told you. I didn't know if these suspicions had any substance at all. And I would have been at great risk, especially back then when you were still part of the rebellion.
And where do these suspicions come from?
Where did these suspicions come from? Did my father tell you?
No. And he never found out that I knew. Your father... I don't need to tell you how meticulous he was, do I? That's why he always kept notes of his experiments and studies. I found one, a notebook. The story's actually quite simple. Your father had gone out to meet with Aelot Iskander, and had tasked me with cleaning up his laboratory.
Really? He never let me into his laboratory.
I know. And he wasn't exactly trustworthy towards me, neither. But you know Isamo. His mood was never what you'd call stable. One day, he'd think the entire rebellion had schemed against him. The next day, he told us that we'd change the world. It was part of his charisma, I guess. Sometimes I think the reason why the Mage Rebellion became so big was less of Isamo's magical powers, rather than his ability to create emotions in his followers. But we digress. So I had found this small booklet on his table. It didn't look important in any way, yet I was immediately curious. I opened it and started reading.
What was in there?
His experiments in the eye. The ancient woman, as he called her. Your creation, these waxwork figures which he tried to infuse with life. It was disturbing. And at the same time, fascinating, as you can imagine.
Okay, do you have that book?
Do you still have that book?
No, of course not. I couldn't even read through all of it, else your father would have noticed that I had done nothing of what he had tasked me with. And I have no idea where it is now.
I figured. So, why did he, well, create me? My mother said it was to gain access to the Archfire.
Yes, I think that was the main reason. Though I couldn't help but notice a certain, I don't know, warmth in his words when he described his plans.
Was there?
I know it sounds cynical, Tahar, but yes, there was. Still, I don't think you were just a tool to him. You weren't. Tell me, Tahar, knowing all that, how does it make you feel?
I don't know. It doesn't change anything about the present.
No. I guess it doesn't. Either way, I think we both need some time to think. As I said, Tahar, I'm sorry that I didn't tell you earlier, but I simply didn't know what to do.
And it was impossible for me to find out where I was going, right? Your logic is stupid. Go here, speak with Undergust. We still need to bring some flesh to the goblin. Not enough goblins to kill though. You know, I think he's the only one who didn't have a tragic backstory.
Tahar, it is good to see that you have recovered. This place and these people lack guidance without you.
They did?
Yes. The Lord Marshal tried to assume control, but as you might have expected, he did not have everybody's support. I was even fearing an internal power struggle, and I'm glad it did not come to that. I must say, Tahar, your mother, she is remarkable. I have always wondered what the Shapers look like, and now I do. It is fascinating, though I suppose this is a difficult topic for you. Forgive me if my words were inappropriate.
It's alright.
It's alright.
Good. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? Yes? What is it?
Well, that was weird.
So, Undergast, when you told me about your split with Lena, I got the feeling that you were more than just colleagues.
You are asking if we were in love. Am I correct?
Well, yeah, I guess.
Then let me start by telling you that the term love is undefined and that theories about it conflict one another. I have read a lot of books on it, and I've studied the poems, and I've come to the conclusion that it is ultimately a primitive, carnal urge that people have come to romanticize for the emotions that come with it. I, myself, never felt it, and maybe that was because I saw the underlying mechanisms. I always found it strange how people overreact so strongly to such a simple emotion, and maybe that very fact stopped me from being able to feel these emotions at all.
Sure.
So, what you're saying is that you were never able to feel love. But then Lena came along, and you did?
No, it was not that simple. What stood out in our relationship was that we connected. I've never felt that before. You see, Tahar, to me, the bonds people have always felt peculiar. And I am not like Iana. Her mind simply does not have the ability to feel these bonds anymore. She had them once, but then she lost them, as she became a dreamweaver. My brain is capable of feeling these things, but I am unable to connect with the outside world. I only have my own mind as a frame of reference. For example, when a person tells you yes, whereas he or she means no, you might be able to feel this discrepancy because you're able to empathize with her. I can't. To me, this person's distress would make no sense whatsoever. But then there was Lena. For some bizarre reason, she understood me and I understood her. Or at least, I thought that I did. It was as if this barrier, this shell that separates my mind from others, was pervious to her emotions. I know how strange it sounds, and I also have no explanation for why this was, yet it changed me. All at once, I felt connected. Do you know this feeling, Tahar? You have traveled with these people for quite some time now. Is there anyone you were, well, fond of?
No.
Not really. Why?
I see. Then you probably know how distracting such a feeling can be. To be honest, when I first became aware of that bond between Lena and me, I was horrified. I could not focus anymore. When I sat down to write my studies, I realized after hours that none of what I had written made sense at all.
So you weren't concentrating?
I see. Am I right to assume that your relationship ended with your disagreement over the Creators Guild abandoning its neutrality?
No, you misunderstand. We never had a relationship. Although the feelings were mutual and we, well, acted on them, we never felt the need to bind ourselves to some close-minded societal construct. But yes, you are correct. It was the disagreement that broke our bond. Quietly, she left and never returned again.
You're dumb.
And you've no idea where she and the others are?
I don't. I have heard rumors that they were helping mages in Leonider, but that was moons ago.
What did Lena make of all that?
Nothing. Unlike me, she did not try to analyze, to understand its origin. At the same time, she did not discourage me from pondering. I believe this is what made our relationship unique. Complete acceptance. She did not try to tell me how I should behave or feel, and neither did I. Even when she decided to leave the guild and I decided to stay behind, we both accepted each other's decisions.
Yeah, of course you did.
Your inability to relate to others, is it innate?
Yes. If it were not, I might have considered my sudden connection to Lena as a symbol of overcoming. But it was not. Even though I felt connected to Lena, I was still unable to feel the same way towards others. This is what deeply confused me.
Okay.
I see. Am I right to assume?
No, you misunderstand. But yes, you are correct. It was...
How do you feel about this?
That is a good question. I still think about her, almost every day. But the more time passes, the more this entire episode starts to feel like a vague, distant dream. The way an elder must feel about youth. I do not know how I would feel if I ever saw her again.
I can imagine. Well, thank you for your trusting me with this, Undergast.
You have nothing to thank me for. If this conversation helped you get a better picture of me, I'm glad we had it. But there is one more thing I would like to ask you, Tahar.
Tell me.
Do you have regrets? Do you ever feel as if you could and should have acted differently than you did act?
No.
No.
Impressive. You see, I've never told you this, but I find your resilience to be remarkable.
How so?
Well, it is no secret that you have endured a lot of pain, especially your early childhood must have made a mark on your psyche. But still, you did not give up.
Well, I'm doing what I can.
I can see that. Either way, I think we have spent enough time talking. We should get back to the tasks at hand.
We should. So
Yeah.
long, Undergast.
The tasks at hand. Anyway, I'm going to end this episode here, so thank you all for joining me. I'm gonna see you all next time. Goodbye.